In today's video, we're going to discuss the difference between working with a mortgage broker or a bank when you are a home buyer trying to get approved for a home loan. We're going to discuss the similarities and the differences so that you can make a good choice when applying for a home loan. My name is Sherilyn Williams, and I'm your local Chicagoland realtor, helping you build your dreams through real estate. And if you need any help with your real estate needs here in the Chicagoland area, please send me a direct message. I would love to hear from you and connect and help you get into your brand new home. Also, if you could please like and subscribe to my channel, I sure would appreciate your support. Not only does it support me, but it helps this information get out into that YouTube algorithm so it can reach other potential home buyers who have questions about the home buying process. And if you have already subscribed to my channel, I want to thank you for all of your support. All right, so let's get into the differences between a mortgage broker and a bank. And hopefully in this video, you will be able to make a sound decision on the best option for you. Now, a mortgage broker is a professional that has access to many loan products with different banks and lenders. So that mortgage broker is going to act as a middleman between you as the borrower and the bank or lender. And what's great with the mortgage broker is that they have access to many loan products with different banks and lenders. And a lot of times these mortgage brokers have a history with these different banks and lenders. So when you work with a mortgage broker, you're going to have more options available to you. Now, if you are a home buyer that may have, some issues with your credit, or maybe your circumstances are not, the standard requirement in buying a home, that mortgage broker may have more options as far as lenders that would be willing to work with you. So that's why working with a mortgage broker is great. Now, when you work with a bank, you're going to be working with that specific financial institution and their specific loan products in order to get approved for a home loan. So with a bank, you don't have as many options. And oftentimes I will have many home buyers ask me if they should check with their bank first in order to get approved for a home loan. And I definitely recommend that you do check with your bank, because you are already an established customer with your bank, and they may be able to offer you lower interest rates and better discounts. So definitely check with your bank first. But you should also still shop around with different mortgage lenders and banks and mortgage brokers, because there may be some better products and loan terms out there for you. Now, the great thing with working with a mortgage broker is that if you don't have the standard or the typical requirement of a credit score of a 750, that's okay, because that lender can probably find you a bank or lender that would be willing to work with your credit score. Whereas when you go into a bank, they're going to be more strict and stringent on the rules. They're going to want you to have that 750 credit score, or have a 2-year job history in order to get qualified for their loan at the bank. So just keep that in mind. The bank is going to be more strict, whereas the mortgage broker is going to be more lax on some of your requirements. Now, with the mortgage broker, they don't work with a specific financial institution. So they are able to find you a variety of different loan products that are available in their network. But just because you work with a mortgage broker, it does not mean that you may not get a loan with a big bank like a Wells Fargo or Bank of America. What that broker is going to do, they're going to shop around, and if they find that a well-known bank like a Wells Fargo or Bank of America will give you a loan, that means that they've investigated other lenders as well besides the big banks, and that's the loan that best suits your needs. So if you speak with a mortgage broker, they're going to ask you for all of your documentation in order to buy a home. For example, they're going to ask for your W-2s, your tax returns, and your pay stubs. They're going to run a credit check to see where you stand, and then they're going to start searching and looking at the different banks and lenders that are available to them to find you the best home loan. And your mortgage broker should not charge you any fees up front in order to get you pre-approved for a home loan. And if the process of getting you approved for a home loan and going through the process is fairly easy for that mortgage broker, they will not charge you any fees. The lender, whoever you get your loan from, will pay that mortgage broker's commission. However, if you have a harder loan where your credit worthiness is not the best and that mortgage broker is kind of struggling to get you approved and to get through that process with you, they may charge you a fee that will be rolled into the contract, or you may have to pay them in closing costs. So keep that in mind. So that mortgage broker is going to be doing comparisons, and they're going to be negotiating with different banks and lenders in order to get you a great deal. And if that mortgage broker has been working with several banks for many, many years, and they have a great connection and history with those banks or lenders, they may be able to really score you a great deal. So very quickly, let's go over the pros of working with a mortgage broker. Pro number one is that you have a variety of choices. Like I've mentioned already, you have a network of different banks and lenders that may be willing to give you a loan, and that mortgage broker is going to be negotiating and comparing on your behalf. The second pro is that you may get discounted rates because that mortgage broker has an established history with some different banks and lenders that they use regularly, so that can benefit you in getting lower costs for your home. Pro number three is that that mortgage broker is working on your side. A mortgage broker, just like a realtor, has a fiduciary duty to do what's in the best interest of their client. So you don't have to worry in most cases that a mortgage broker is going to scam you or do anything wrong to you. Now, some of the cons of working with a mortgage broker. Con number one is if they don't have access to particular banks or lenders that may have good products for you and get you lower interest rates and discount, because a mortgage broker only has access to the network that they have. So if there's another bank or lender out there that you don't know about and that your broker may not be connected with, that could be a disadvantage to you. The second con, like I mentioned, is if you are not a credit-worthy borrower for a loan, that mortgage broker may charge you a fee in the contract or in closing costs. So it's great to have everything in order, like a good job history and a decent credit score, to set yourself up in the best position to get approved and not have to worry about paying any mortgage broker fees. And the third con is that not all mortgage brokers are created equal. For the most part, mortgage brokers do a great job, but there are some out there that don't do a great job. So you want to be sure that you vet your mortgage broker. And like I said, it's a great idea to speak with a realtor who can recommend some mortgage brokers that they work with regularly and that they trust. It's always a great idea to work with an experienced mortgage broker who also has a variety of different banks and lenders that they work with to give you as many options as possible. So why should you get a mortgage with a bank? Well, we've already talked about, because you are maybe a customer with a bank, you already have a history there, so they may be able to give you really good loan terms. And if you feel comfortable working more with a recognized brand name or a bank that's been around for a while, that could be a good choice for you. But like I said, that bank is going to have more stricter requirements. So you're going to really have to have everything in order to get qualified for a home loan. And because you are working with that specific bank and their loan products, you won't be able to compare any other loan products that may be available out there to you unless you do it independently. So you won't have, like with a mortgage broker, you have that mortgage broker working on your behalf, shopping around. You would have to do it yourself. Sometimes a bank is more willing to work with a mortgage broker who has brought them tons of and millions of dollars in business than independently with you. But that's not to say that you should avoid a bank altogether. So quickly, let's go over the pros and cons of working with a bank. Pro number one is that you have familiarity and trust with that bank, which can take some of the stress out of buying a home. The second pro is that if you go with your bank, you already have a relationship with them and they may be able to give you certain perks and discounts. But anything you want to do separately from that bank, you would have to do it yourself independently. Con number one is that you're limited on the selection of products that are available to you. And con number two is there going to be stricter conditions for approval with a bank. So is it better to use a mortgage broker or a bank to get qualified for a home loan? You know, ultimately that's up to you and it's a personal decision. If you would like to have more options and you can relax and let a professional do that for you, perhaps choosing a mortgage broker would be better for you. Also, with a mortgage broker, you don't have to be the perfect home buyer with a 750 or 800 credit score. Sometimes if your job history isn't the 2-year requirement, a mortgage broker may be able to find you a loan where they're a little bit more laxed on that requirement. But you would be more comfortable working with a brand that you recognize, or you feel that working with a mortgage broker would not, possibly be a good experience for you, then definitely choose a mortgage broker. And I know for many of my clients, I do recommend them to my mortgage broker that I use here in Chicago. He's a great mortgage broker, and I also use him for many of my own personal investment deals. I do like working with a mortgage broker better, but like I said, it's really up to you. So I hope this video has helped you in deciding which is the best option, working with a mortgage broker or a bank. And if you have any other questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.